So if you want to know what foolishness I'm up to now, all I have to say is that today's Mailday video encompasses Nintendo Switch games. So, watch along, but why don't you let me know down below in the comments? Try to guess, what are these? But first, roll that intro. Hey Gengar Gang, what is going on? My name is Ryan, this is the Analytic Gengar, and welcome to another video. In today's video, friends, another Mailday. It's been a hot minute since I've done one, so I'm actually quite excited to finally be back in the saddle and doing one, mainly because I haven't really been buying much that I think is worth showing off on the channel. It was, usually just a lot of like modern product running around trying to get Evolving Skies, stuff of that nature. But finally, I do have quite a bit of stuff today. The strange thing is that I also have been doing a weird thing where I haven't been, doing things like Pokemon. So it's weird because I've bought some like random things. I've bought like a couple packs and like you can see them here, but it's like, if you buy like a product and tear it down, it's really not worth showing online in a video. But today, finally happy I did. So first things first, I will reveal my first recent slab purchase. And shockingly enough, it is not a Pokemon card. So it is actually a 2006 Yu-Gi-Oh promo from Show and Jump. It's a limited edition ultra rare Toon Dark Magician Girl. So this is one of those really interesting cards for a variety of reasons. One, the first thing I want to point out, obviously, is this is not PSA, this is SGC. So this is a Sports Guarantee Company, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm remembering correctly from my own collection, this is the second card that I have ever purchased from them. Now, do bear in mind that I don't purchase directly from SGC. I don't think that's possible, but what I do end up doing is going on eBay, seeing this stuff. So what I'm trying to say is this is the second slab of theirs I've ever actually been given. Now, if we get up close on this, I think the reason it got such a low grade, and by the way, SGC grade similar to BGS or PSA in that regard, I want to say, yeah, there's some pretty wicked scratches going on right over here, and I think that is one of the main reasons why it got as low a grade as it did. But aside from that, I really got to say, this card really is really cool. In case you're not a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm probably not even authorized to speak on this enough, but if I remember correctly, the Toon Saga was basically one of the different sort of arcs in the story where basically there was a whole bunch of regular duel monsters that were turned into basically cartoon versions of themselves. DMG, or Dark Magician Girl, is actually one of those monsters that was given the Toon Monster treatment. So it's actually pretty cool because they basically just drawn in like chibi art style. And by the way, there's a Blue Eyes White Dragon like this. I believe there's a Red Eyes Black Dragon like this. So it's safe to say that this is actually one of those things where it's like everyone kind of remembers it from back in the day. And I saw it go up. It was honestly cheap enough. I didn't even like bother. I think I just put like a $50 limit on it, and I got the notification from eBay that I had won. So I'm happy to add it to the collection. Obviously nothing crazy, but something that I'm just happy to share with, and obviously something a little different. Speaking of Dark Magician Girl, not that anybody mentioned it, but the next thing that I've purchased, and you can tell if, in case anybody needs to know, that occasionally I get into like a weird like obsession over something and immediately proceed to buy it. So here are Lost Art Dark Magician Girl promos. So wow, that looks really nice on camera. So these are a interesting card. So here's the gimmick. On screen right over here, you're going to see what the regular Dark Magician Girl looks like. And in case, again, no one's familiar with it, Dark Magician Girl is one of the most iconic Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the history of the, entire pantheon of different Yu-Gi-Oh monsters that exist out there. So Dark Magician Girl is one of those. Obviously, the main character, Yugi, has a Dark Magician, and Dark Magician Girl is just a spin in that sort of family of characters. So Dark Magician Girl, or DMG, was originally released, but then this was a lost art. Long story short, way back when, the illustrator of this card drew this art with the intention of having it released, and they just, for one reason or the other, never ended up using this art. And so in 2020, it was actually announced that a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards were going to get these promotional cards, where if you spent something like $40 to $50, you would get the promo card of the month. So it's not dissimilar to the way that GameStop will occasionally give away a random GameStop stamped promo every month or every 2 months when you buy X amount of money in Pokemon cards. So similarly, this card was released, I believe, in September of 2020. And then what's interesting is that there are actually 2 variants of this promo card. So that's what gets me and why I got really interested in it. One, I think it's a dope art. It's obviously very different, and I love that holographic pattern. It's very like trippy. So this one, you can see right here, if my autofocus will do the thing. Yeah, this one is LART 35. So the Lost Art, or LART, Lost Art, and then EN means English, and then 035. So this was actually the 2021 print of the card. And what's interesting is that obviously I bought a whole bunch of them, just kind of, you know, stalking eBay auctions and seeing what was going up. Obviously, the buy it now price on some of this stuff is like hilarious, so I'm really not motivated to like buy people out on this stuff, but I was able to get 4 of the 2020 reprint of the Dark Magician Girl card. So I'm super excited about this. Obviously, that is just one set of cards. Shockingly, in total, I was able to secure 10 cards for the Dark Magician Lost Art promo. So here's the other 5, right? So there's another 5 of them. The reason that there are 5 of them, the only difference on this card compared to the EN35, and you can, if my autofocus will work, yeah. So you can see the card is nearly identical, right? There's not really much different with the card. The only difference is that this one right down here at the edge says EN35, that's what we just looked at, and then this one says EN19. So this is the original version of the card. Now, I guess this will kind of work similar to how first editions are worth more than their unlimited counterparts, but this card, because it is the first print, is technically kind of like a first edition promo, if you will. And again, I might be using the terms incorrectly here, but that's the way that it certainly looks like based on the prices, because EN19s are nearly $100 and EN 035s are somewhere in like the $60 range. And again, this is just as of the last time I looked at this stuff. The prices may have changed slightly since, but it's pretty neat. There's literally no difference. So I did say I got 10, right? So I got 4 35s. I got these 5, which are all just regular, normal, everyday ones. This particular seller was really impressive with the way that he packaged his stuff, so shout out to him for putting each in a Beckett shield, which was really nice touch. Really good receiving them that way. But there is one more, and I'm super excited about this one. So here's the last one, and we'll let that focus up. There you go. So as you can see, there's actually a printing defect on this one, and I'll put another one right over it just so you can see. There is a shift on the name, and that is the main defect here. Now, there is another defect on these cards where there's just literally no stamp up top. So it doesn't even have the name, it's just the image and the rest of the card. So I immediately bought this one because I thought it was really neat that it had the shift in the name, and if anything, I would like to just have it encapsulated as a pack. Honestly, that's probably going to be my goal for these, is I'm going to probably have one of each graded, so EN19 and EN35, and I want to have one graded as a pack, and I want to have one graded as a, hopefully, PSA 10 card. So that would be the goal, and then I'll probably just keep the rest sealed. Now, you might think my obsession with Dark Magician Girl stopped there, but that, friends, is where you are wrong, because, haha. So, Nintendo Switch games, yes, I know. Why did I buy these? Well, there is another Dark Magician Girl to be sought after here. So, here's the thing. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. It's a new, or new-ish, I guess at this point, Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that came out, I think at this point, a few months ago. Now, for the first print run or first release of these cards, something interesting was going to end up happening. If your card, or if your container, I guess, whatever you call it, has this sticker on it, it means that there are actually 3 promotional Rush Duel cards located in this box. So I have done some investigation and found out that mine are indeed the ones that contain the promo cards. And so in today's video, one of the second to last thing I wanted to do is actually open one of these up and take a look. Now, this is about as gambly as it gets, and here's why. I obviously want to have the Dark Magician Girl promo graded, and I obviously want to, you know, more or less just have like a little Dark Magician Girl collection in like my weird research for this video to be able to describe the Lost Art promo to you guys. I also learned a lot about other Dark Magician Girls, and so you might see occasionally 1 or 2 things pop up here. The truth of the matter is, the character itself ages very well, so there's always like a persistent and continued amount of interest in the character and any card that she is on. So it's pretty neat because it's kind of like a Charizard or a Rayquaza. You see one of those cards, you know it's always going to be like a sought after card, even if it's being released today or a few years ago. So this is now open. I'm going to crack this open. Let's see. I'm trying not to break anything. Wonderful. Okay, so here is how it looks on the inside. Okay, well, that's a PSA 6 now. Well, here's what the inside looks like. It's very sterile white. Wow. And the only thing you get is the game. Fun fact, this game is non-region locked. So if you are interested in purchasing this, I will gladly sell it to you, literally just like this. And I'm probably going to open up another one off camera. So if anybody is interested in purchasing a Rush Duel video game, I have checked. The Nintendo Switch is not region locked to the best of my understanding, which means you could literally receive this in the mail and go ahead and play it like normal. Here is the cards, right? So here's how they look. It's really, really nice how they package these. They're in this like very nice, tight, almost like food-like Rush Duel promo, and I like the fact that it has like printing on it. It's not like these English ones. You can tell the Japanese are consistent with the way they do it, whether it be Konami for Yu-Gi-Oh, whether it be Nintendo for Pokemon. It's always the same. Like, they just do so much nicer stuff for the Japanese markets. Anyways, here is the cards. There are 3 of them. So 2 of them I know, the other one I don't, mainly because I don't care. I think he's like a new character that was like introduced purely for this mechanic. And I'm trying to be very delicate so as to not like ruin any of the cards, because I'm pretty sure with my luck I would immediately ruin the Dark Magician Girl that's in here. But really delicately just trying to peel this back. Probably should have brought a knife to this, probably, but here we are anyway. And I know there's also a Pot of Greed, so honestly I'm probably going to submit both the DMG and the Pot of Greed in order to get graded, and then we shall certainly see what they come back as when they come back. So I'm gonna put this on the table right quick. Wonderful. So here are the 3 promotional cards. I will put the name for this character on screen, but you can see the difference between a regular Yu-Gi-Oh card and one of these Rush Duel cards. Obviously, there are some aesthetic differences that have occurred between the cards. The art is obviously a lot larger, and obviously the aesthetics towards the bottom are definitely a little weirder. And I believe that's how they will be for the English version of these cards as well. There is our Dark Magician Girl, so I'm going to drop this down here, and that centering looks superb. So I'm going to put that down there. And then here is the Pot of Greed, another very iconic Yu-Gi-Oh card. And again, that's such a cool prismatic. Like, imagine we got that for Celebrations. LOL. And then here, let's take a good long look at it, is the DMG. So the DMG, yo, this card is fire. Oh gosh, like, it's a good looking card. I love the way they did the prismatic. Take notes, Nintendo. This is how you do promo cards. And honestly, this card looks very good. And I can't tell if that's Hollow Bleed or not. I'm going to have to like reference, but down here in the sort of text description area, I also have and see holographic. So, but yeah, so here's a very good example of what Dark Magician Girl used to look like. here is a very good description of the lost art, and you can see like the colors have changed slightly. It's almost like a shiny variant, like so that's why I kind of really dig the lost art card, because it was just a completely different look at a very, you know, famous character, which I thought was pretty neat. Let's go ahead and get this immediately sleeved up, and that is my last sleeve, so sorry about the other two, but here we are. Okay, wonderful. And then let's take a look at the back real quick. Yeah, that's super crispy. I think we might stand a chance. I think that's a little bit of overage is what that is. Yeah, so that is the Dark Magician Girl, I guess, Rush Duel promo, and this has been another Dark Magician Girl added to the pantheon of ones. And again, super sick promo. I'm just happy we got to take a look at something that wasn't Pokemon for once, because honestly, shy of celebrations and some last minute things, you know, there really hasn't been much going on that would like require a video. Finally, but not least, I did promise a Pokemon thing in the video, so yeah, technically I have to. Here, is a limited edition pre-order Pokemon Sapphire coin. So a little bit about these. If you were in, I believe, the US and selected markets and pre-ordered your version of either Ruby or Sapphire, mind you, these were the first two games that gave you a Game Boy Advance look at Generation 3, you, depending on your version, would receive either the Sapphire or the Ruby version of this coin. Here's what the Ruby one looks like. Still in the market for one. If anybody has one, let me know. I'm not paying $100 for it, but, you know, I'll certainly do my best. And this is what the coin looks like. It's super dope. It's kind of like a gel fill, so it's like, it's really weird because the Kyogre looks three-dimensional in there, and then the coin itself is just so cool. I saw this on sale, and I was just like, I need to buy one of these. I need to buy both, honestly, and have them on display. I also have a emerald version, user guide, not the user guide, like the guidebook, and I think they would look so sick together along with like some empty boxes or whatever. I think like that's just my nostalgia shelf, you know what I mean? Here's what the back of it looks like. Obviously these age very poorly depending on how they are. You can see a gigantic crease on this one. You can see a lot of rubbing and flaking away, but honestly, I mean, it's still sealed. It is the coin. It looks good like from a distance, as you can see. So I'm just really happy that I was able to grab one of these up. Of course, I overplayed my hand, and I should have been able to buy both of them for about $40 each in far better condition. And of course, because I'm a dummy, I literally ended up paying nearly $50 for this one, and it has two gigantic creases on it. But if I could give you a hint, tip, or trick for the day, I would tell you, please go out of your way to make sure that you do everything in your power to buy something at what is honestly an easy cost. Because if you pass it up and then you don't end up purchasing it, you might regret that decision a little bit later on, like your favorite YouTuber. Anyways, friends, with all that said, thanks again for checking out another video. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, feel free to leave a like down below and let me know what you thought about some of my most recent purchases. Honestly, a little scatterbrained with the way that I'm kind of buying things now, but that's just because nothing has really popped up that's caught my attention, and the stuff that has caught my attention is usually still priced as if we're in the middle of some sort of magical boom in the hobby. In a weird way, many of the buy it now prices have not begun to reflect a little slowdown in the market, and so I've kind of been holding off on some of the more popular things, both because I want more funds on my side before I start buying them, and because I would rather just kind of wait it out. But let me know down below, what's your strategy been? Have you still been buying? Have you not? And yeah, other than that, if you're not already a part of the community, feel free to subscribe to join down below. And other than that, thanks again for stopping by again, and we will talk soon. Peace.